Pronunciation is the way in which something is pronounced. GIFs, or should I say GIFs, or should I say GIFs? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Well, you see, my friends, you pronounce it with a hard G because English logic. Well, English logic? Where's the logic in English? English is such a fucking mess of a language. I'm hardly gonna trust anyone who claims that English has some sort of fucking logic to it. I mean, how the fuck does anyone even learn English? In most countries, you get them learning English, and they learn it so well, much better than we would learn any language. You see us in Ireland trying to learn Irish, like, they don't even teach you the fucking language here, right? I don't know how they teach English. They must teach it really well in countries that learn English, but here they teach you how to get through the exam. They don't teach you the fucking language. Hey man, I think we should pronounce it GIF because it just stands for a couple of words, and it's GIF because yeah, girlfriends forever. I think it should be pronounced GIF because the G is sometimes pronounced with a J. Yeah. GIF, GIFs, GIF. I used to pronounce it GIF, but now I pronounce it whatever. 1 minute I'd say GIF, next minute I'd say GIF, cause I don't fucking care, and I don't think you should care this much. You can pronounce it however you want. However, if you're trying to force people to pronounce it the way that you're pronouncing it, just because it is your opinion that you are pronouncing it correct, you're incorrect, alright? Fuck you. You know what they're saying, and that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how they're pronouncing it, as long as you know what they're saying. And obviously you do know what they're saying, otherwise you wouldn't be all like, no, it's pronounced like this! It's not really an English word, it's not even a word. It's not even, it doesn't even belong to any language. I know it stands for words that are English, but in other languages, it's spelt the same, obviously. I don't think you should have to justify why you pronounce it this way, just pronounce it that way because. You know? You shouldn't be like trying to find why you pronounce it, trying to find something online saying why you should pronounce it this way, and then trying to prove everyone wrong, like, oh, look at this little article saying that you should pronounce it this way. It says so online, so it must be true. Like I said, I pronounce it one way 1 minute, the other way the other minute, so I'm pretty neutral, I don't care, but I'm just gonna give you some fun facts. The GIF was created by a guy called Steve at CompuServe in 1987. CompuServe used to distribute a graphics display program called CompuShow. In the documentation of version 8.33 in the FAQ section, it states, the GIF, graphics interchange format, pronounced JIF, was designed by CompuServe and the official specification released in June of 1987. And again, I can't stress this enough. Please forgive me for the camera blurring every 2 fucking seconds. I'll try not to do videos in this format ever again. Thank you very much for your patience and tolerance. Pronounce it however you like. That's just a little fun fact. Just saying, you know. Now I know you can pronounce it however you like, and most people do, I think, pronounce it GIF, even though they're fucking wrong. Mocha. Right, let's look it up. Let's look up how to pronounce M-O-C-C-A. Mocha. You pronounce it Mocha. Yeah, I heard you the first. You can shut up now. When I first read the word Mocha, M-O-C-C-A, I was like, yeah, it's probably pronounced Mocha. And then I was walking around with a friend and I was like, I want to get a Mocha. I want to see what a Mocha tastes like because I haven't had one yet. And she was like, what do you mean? Don't you mean Mocha? Really? I mean, it's not my fault I didn't know that. I only read the word. And she was like, well, it's pronounced Mocha. How did you not know that? What the fuck? Ew. So I was like, okay, apparently it's pronounced Mocha, because I had nothing else to go off. I could have looked it up, but I didn't bother. A couple of years later, I went to this thing, but as far as I knew, I thought it was pronounced mocha. And I went up to the person and I was like, hey, can I have a mocha? And then she was like, what? And I said, can I have a mocha? And she was like, okay, you want a mocha? And I don't know how she pronounced it, but she pronounced it one of the two ways, or like in between. I didn't even learn anything from that. So I was sitting down with my friend in some office and I was like, gee, I really love those McDonald's mochas. And they were like, don't you mean a mocha? And I was like, no, I can't, no, you fucking... So I was right all along. I'm sure some people have been in a situation where they'd read a word and they'd have no idea how it's pronounced, so they just assume it for the longest time until they say it for the first time and someone's like, no. C-A-C-H-E. Is it pronounced cash or is it pronounced cachet? Is the E pronounced? I don't know. Initially I read it and I was like, cachet. Cachet, that's how it's pronounced, right? It's pronounced cachet. Let's look up how to pronounce C-A-C-H-E.
Cash.
So it is... Shut the fuck up. So it is pronounced cash. Great. I was like saying, oh, it could be a problem with the cachet. And then he was like, what? Are you talking about cash? I was like, yeah, the cachet. And he's like, no, it's actually pronounced cash. I was like, aww. A couple of years later, quite recently actually, I was like, something about the cash problem cash. And my friend was like, my friend who's a real tech guy, he was like, oh yeah, the cachet. It's all about the cachet. He was pronouncing it cachet, and I was like, dude, it's pronounced cash. And he was like, no. And he was just really adamant that it was pronounced cachet. What a great fucking story. What a great way to end off this thing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the stories about pronunciation, frustration, and gay. If you're watching on VidMe, follow me on VidMe. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to me on YouTube. If you're watching on anything else, well, you shouldn't be watching at all.
Tickets for sale, tickets for sale, tickets for sale, tickets for sale.